Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Collector John again, coming to you live from the Collector John Corolla. And we're keeping it super raw today. I'm just gonna sit here in my car and talk to you guys about something I've been thinking about today, which is selling video games from your video game collection. The very hot topic of discussion. Yeah, we're actually heading to one of my local game stores right now, Game Together MKE. And yeah, I'm actually gonna sell a few things there, and I'm gonna use the trade value of what I sell to buy a Switch OLED, which is not the most exciting, game collection purchase. I mean, a Switch OLED is cool. Like, I really want a Switch OLED. That's why I'm buying one. The Switch that I have right now kind of sucks. It's a real piece of crap. I bought it back in 2017. I think September 2017 is when I bought my Switch. So I still have this like crappy base model Switch that I bought, almost 7 years ago. And the screen is like super scuffed up, and it's just, I like playing stuff on my Switch, but playing on the Switch that I have is just not a very good experience right now. So I really want to upgrade, and I feel like the Switch OLED is a good way to do that. We're pretty late into the Switch life cycle at this point, so I wouldn't say it's like a great time to buy a Switch OLED, but I just want one. Like I'm going to use it, so it's something I've been thinking about the last week or so, and I think I'm just going to go buy a Switch OLED. And really the only way for me to like financially justify this is to, sell a few things out of my collection towards the Switch OLED. Once we get to the game store, I'll show you guys what I'm actually selling towards the Switch OLED. But there's like some pretty cool stuff that I'm selling, and it's stuff that, like, as a collector, sometimes it is hard for me to just like let go of things, even if I don't really care about them that much. And I think that might be like kind of a problem with the collector mentality, because I think like letting go of stuff from your collection and being able to do that, I think that's kind of what separates being a collector from being a hoarder, you know what I mean? And I feel like in the last couple of years, I've seen this like kind of strange like rising sentiment in the retro collecting community, that if you like sell stuff from your collection, you're a bad collector or like a fake collector. And I kind of want to address that as well, because I think that's a really weird mentality to have. Like I don't really understand why people think that way. And it's certainly not something that all collectors think. I think it's honestly probably more of a vocal minority that is saying that stuff. And it's mostly just like stuff that you see in YouTube comments, and people say all kinds of crazy things in YouTube comments, so you probably shouldn't take it that seriously. But it is just a sentiment that I've seen quite a bit, and I just wanted to address it because I think it's weird, and I have my own thoughts about it that I just wanted to throw out into the ether here. You know what I mean? And I've talked a lot about how I'm like really into Xbox 360 collecting, and lately the prices around Xbox 360 like games and pretty much anything related to the 360, like all that stuff is really spiked in value right now. So for me, like that feels like maybe this is a good opportunity to look through some things that are in my Xbox 360 collection that I'm maybe not that interested in keeping, like stuff that's really cool and stuff that in an ideal world where I didn't need to like financially justify buying the Switch OLED, I would just keep all this stuff because I do think it's cool. They're like cool collection pieces. But keeping things just because they're cool collection pieces, that only goes so far for me. And I do it, I think all collectors do that. But it's like, if I'm playing these like valuable 360 games and I don't actually like them that much, and I don't have any plans to play any more of them, and they're just kind of sitting on a shelf, then, I think it's totally valid to like want to sell that stuff and just, clear up some space, get some money, use that money to buy something that I actually am going to use. I think there are people out there who are like, they're going to see this stuff that I'm selling today and see that I'm selling it towards a Switch OLED, and they're probably going to be like, talking shit in the comments and being like, I can't believe you sold these games towards a Switch OLED. These games are so much more valuable than a Switch OLED. They're going to be, they're going to appreciate way more in value in the future. And, a Switch OLED probably isn't going to be worth nearly as much in the future as these games that you're selling. And for me, I don't really care about that. I don't collect video games to like have a freaking financial portfolio. You know what I mean? I think that's freaking lame. I collect video games because I like video games, and I want to have like stuff in my collection that I am interested in playing. And when it comes to the 360, I'm definitely like, I am collecting stuff on the 360 that I, maybe I'm not that interested in playing it, and I just have it because I like the Xbox 360. Like, I'm not saying that I don't do that, but when it comes to like these games I'm going to show you later that I'm selling today, where I like literally played them and did not like them at all, and I have no interest in ever going back to them, Like for me, there's really just no reason to keep that stuff, you know? Like it just does not make sense to me to hold on to this stuff. And I think people are also gonna say like, why don't you sell this stuff on eBay instead of trading it in at your local game store? And there's a couple reasons for that. The big one is that I did reselling for a little while. I wasn't like heavy into reselling, but I did a fair amount of reselling for a couple years of like specifically with video games. And I sold a lot of video games on eBay, and I just got really sick of it. It's not something that I enjoy doing at all. And I know that I could like sell this stuff that I'm going to show you on eBay, and I could get more money for it for sure. Like for sure, I would get more money for it selling it on eBay. But you know, like after fees and shipping, it would be more, but it's not going to be like that much more. Like I really don't think after the fees and shipping and all the time that you're putting into it, it's not going to be that much more. And I feel like at this point in my life, where I'm like 32 years old, I just value my time a lot more than I used to. And like the time that I would put in selling these games, spending my time doing something that I don't really enjoy doing at all, it just makes more sense to me to just like take this stuff to a game store. Even if I'm gonna, you know, if I'm gonna make like $100 less taking it to a game store. At this point, I'm fine with that. Like it's not a big deal. And at the same time, I am also like supporting a local game store. Like by bringing this stuff to my local game store, I am supporting that store, and I feel really good about doing that. Like even if I'm getting less money, that just feels really good. It feels a lot better than like getting 20% of what I make from an eBay sale and just handing that over to eBay for, you know, whatever they're going to use that money for. I don't even know why they need to take that much money out of a sale. It's kind of crazy, and they keep raising those fees too. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. I feel like most Collector John fans are like really chill when it comes to this kind of thing. I don't feel like many of you are going to be hating on me for taking this stuff to sell at a video game store and buying a Switch OLED. And then the other thing is that this stuff is going to be at a game store where someone can buy it who's actually going to enjoy it, you know? It's not just going to be sitting on my shelf where I don't care about it. There's so much more value bringing this stuff to a place where somebody else can buy it and take it home and like actually enjoy it. Yeah, so all in all, I just feel a lot better about taking this stuff and selling it and buying something that I'm going to enjoy. And then the stuff that I sell will go to people that will enjoy that stuff. And yeah, I don't think any collector should feel bad about selling stuff from their collection. Like that's kind of the main point of this video. It's just like, you know, I really want to encourage you guys to just like look at your stuff and think about what you're getting out of it. Because if you're not getting anything out of it, you shouldn't have it. Like you really shouldn't. Like either take the money and sell it or just give it to someone, or, you know, there's any number of things you can do with it that are better than just having it sit and not get used. And again, I'm certainly not perfect when it comes to this. Like, and I think all collectors are the same way. Like, we all have a lot of games that we don't play. But I still think it's important to like look at your stuff and be like, if you really have no intention of playing this, and it's something that somebody else might garner enjoyment from having it, you know, you should try to just pass that along. Because there are finite copies of these like valuable games out there. You know what I mean? So for someone to like walk into a game store and see, you know, this rare Xbox 360 game that they've been looking for, they haven't been able to find it anywhere, and they're just like super excited about it, they take it home and play it and enjoy it, that's priceless, you know, and you should allow yourself to pass that feeling along to other people. So yeah, I'm pretty much in rush hour traffic right now. This is a terrible time to drive across town to the game store. But yeah, we're gonna drive the rest of this little stretch here. Then I'm gonna sit in my car and show you guys what I'm gonna be selling towards the Switch OLED. And then we're gonna head into Game Together MKE and get us a Switch OLED, hopefully. I have no idea how much I'm gonna get for this stuff. If I had to wager a rough guess, I'm gonna say I'll maybe get like $150 to $200 toward the Switch OLED. So that'll be great. When I sold some stuff at the store last weekend, and he gave me a lot more than I thought he would for the stuff that I brought in. Like the stuff that I brought in last time really wasn't that great. Like there was a disc-only copy of Need for Speed Most Wanted for the Xbox 360 that he bought. I think he paid like maybe 30 or 40 bucks for that. There was a Dreamcast light gun, a third-party one by Starfire, I think was the brand. And those are like fairly valuable, and I feel like he paid me really well for that too. And then other than that, it was just like a bunch of common games. And I think he gave me like $114 for everything, which was really nice. So yeah, I'm hoping today we can get a pretty good, some pretty good trade-in value again, and we'll be able to get that Switch OLED.
All right, so I filmed this whole section of me sitting in my car showing you guys what games I was going to sell to Game Together MKE. And when I got home, I realized that I plugged my microphone in wrong, so there's no audio on any of this footage. So we're just doing a quick and dirty voiceover over this footage of me showing you guys the games. So yeah, let's take a look at what we're selling to Game Together MKE. So yeah, for starters, I am selling my entire collection of Wii light gun games and light gun accessories. Yeah, so this is something that I really wanted to get into. I always heard that the Wii had a great selection of light gun games in their library, and when I played them, I don't really like how playing light gun games on the Wii feels at all. I just think like the sensor bar just doesn't feel right for using the light gun. I don't really know how to explain it. It just feels like you're aiming at the sensor bar rather than the TV, and like where you're pointing the gun is not where it's actually hitting on the TV, and I just always thought it felt terrible. I've tried it on multiple different Wiis, different sensor bars, different TVs, and it just never feels right. So yeah, I don't really know what the deal is with that. I know people really like light gun games on the Wii, but I guess it's just not for me. I think the original light gun technology with the CRT, for me, that's just how I want to play my light gun games, I guess, because that just feels right to me. It just feels perfectly calibrated. It's just the right feel for me. So yeah, because of that, I'm selling all of this Wii light gun stuff because I've tried all these games and they just don't feel right to me at all. So we're gonna be giving these all up, and these accessories as well. I have like a zapper and a couple third-party little pistol things that you saw there. Yeah, we're gonna be selling all this stuff today. And I'm also going to be selling my Hyperkin Duke. I've had this thing for a couple of years, and it did have some drift issues. Like shortly after I bought it, it started drifting, and then I fixed that, and I kept using it. It doesn't drift now, so I don't feel bad selling it to a game store. But yeah, I just ultimately just don't really use this thing anymore. It's cool. Like, it's a cool novelty thing. It looks okay on the shelf. I don't think it's that cool looking of a box, honestly. The controller itself is pretty sick. Like, it has this little LCD screen on it that lights up with the Xbox startup animation when you press it. That's probably the coolest thing about it. But other than that, it doesn't feel like that high quality of a product, really. And it's just not something that I really use that often. I just rather use other controllers. If I'm playing stuff on my original Xbox, I'll sometimes pull out like an actual Duke and use that on my actual original Xbox. But this thing, like, aside from just being a cool novelty, it's just not something that I really use anymore. So we're going to sell that today, too. Okay, now we're getting into some of the more interesting Xbox 360 stuff that I'm selling. So yeah, we're going to be selling this sealed Xbox 360 controller that I've had in my collection. I've had this for a little over a year. I got it from GoodwillFinds.com for, I think, $25. There's a video where I unbox this and some of this other stuff that I'm selling too. I unbox in that video, so I put a link to that video up above. You can check it out if you want. But yeah, this is just a cool thing. It's a cool collection piece. But I think just having this sit on the shelf to look at, I was enjoying looking at it for a while, and then at some point I'm just like, I don't really need this anymore. Like, it's just taking up space. And when I made that video, I was really excited to have this in the collection, and I explicitly said that, like, as an Xbox 360 collector, it's really cool to have a sealed controller. But over time, it's okay to just change your mind about what you want to have in your collection. And over time, I've just decided that I'm not really getting much out of this. So we're going to be selling this one today, and yeah, I don't feel too bad about it. I might miss it a little bit, but it's not a big deal for me at all. This is brand new and sealed in the box, by the way. I can't remember if I mentioned that. So yeah, it's worth a fair amount just because of the fact that it still has the factory seals on it and it has not been opened. And lastly, we're going to be selling two pretty rare and valuable 360 games. I've never seen these in a store anywhere, but we're going to be selling my copy of Cold Step Saga. I played this. I thought it looked interesting, and I wanted to check it out, and I did not like it at all. This game is not for me. It's like a weird board game JRPG. You're like going around a board and I don't know. It's like anime JRPG Monopoly, basically. That's not what it's like at all. That's just my dumb way of describing it, because I didn't really get it. It's just not something that I enjoyed. I'm sure there are people out there that are really into this kind of thing, and for those people, you can go to frickin' Game Together MKE and buy this copy of it. Maybe it's still there. It's probably gone now. I think he put it out on the floor, and he said that stuff like this usually sells pretty quick. So yeah, again, I'm happy to take something like this that I don't care about to a game store and have it sell really quickly for them, and then someone else can end up buying it and enjoying it. But yeah, it's just not my thing. Because of that, I didn't really care to keep it in the collection, even though it's a really cool collection piece. It's just not something that I'm ever going to play again, so I don't really care. And then we're also selling this copy of Spectral Force 3. So I got both of these games in a bundle from GoodwillFinds.com, and it was $25 for the whole bundle. So there are 6 games in that bundle, and these 2 were in there. At the time, they were worth like $30 or $40 each, and now they're both like, I think Cold Step Saga is over $100 now, and this one is like $80 to $100 maybe. But yeah, again, I played this one. It's like kind of a tactics role-playing game, I guess. Kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics kind of thing. But yeah, I wasn't really into it. I didn't find I thought the art style just wasn't really that great. It wasn't for me, and I just didn't really enjoy playing it that much. So yeah, that's our little stack of stuff here that we're going to be selling, along with those 2 controllers and the Wii Lycan accessories. And I think we're going to head in there now. We might actually take a little look around the store too. I probably won't do any voiceover for that part. I think we'll just pick up a few games and look at them, and I'll show you guys around the store because it is a very cool store. So yeah, we'll take this stuff in there. We'll show it to the owner, Steve, and he'll tally up some trade value for us. But yeah, let's head on inside.
Alrighty, we're back. So that went very well, actually. So we got ourselves the Switch. We got the Switch OLED. So this was $275. Comes with everything. Also comes with a 256 gigabyte SD card, which is really cool. That's like really useful to have if you're playing on a Switch. He had another version that came with the original box for $300, but I don't really need the box, so I just went with this cheaper one for $275. And for my trade-in credit, he gave me more than I thought he would, which was really cool. So for all that stuff that I showed you, minus the light gun peripherals for the Wii, he did not take any of this stuff. He wasn't interested in it, which is totally fine. I'm sure he has like a whole room just full of that garbage. Yeah, but for everything else, he gave me $232 in store credit. So that's great. That was like more than I was expecting. I was really happy to get that much for that stuff. I feel like if I did sell all of that on eBay, I maybe would have net like $300. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So that just is not worth the amount of work to me at all. So then, yeah, for the Switch, after like tax and stuff, I spent about $58 on it, which is great. And I'm also going to sell my other Switch, my crappy one. I was messaging him before I came. I asked if he, what he pays for Switches. And he kind of said he's not paying a lot right now. Like, he has a lot of them that just sit. And like, judging by the fact that mine is like a little scuffed up and just really old, I feel like I probably wouldn't get that much for it here. So I didn't bring the Switch. I'm probably just going to bring the Switch to GameStop. I think they still pay like $80 cash for old Switches. So after I sell my old Switch, I'm going to be like ahead on this whole deal. And I'll come out with the Switch OLED that I'm really going to, enjoy and actually use it. We'll put some B-roll here of me using the Switch OLED. How about that? I'm playing Resident Evil right now on the Switch. And I feel like the OLED is going to look really, really good for that game. I think that's going to be pretty sick for sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you think I'm a huge idiot, that's totally fine. You know, I'm not going to think any less of you if you think I'm a moron for selling, you know, some of that rare stuff towards something that's not rare at all. But again, I'd rather have something that I'm going to use and enjoy than stuff that I don't care about at all. So that's where I'm coming from. Hey guys, just a quick editor's note for you here. So a couple weeks ago, I filmed this video where I did a reaction to a Pawn Stars video where this guy tries to sell a copy of Halo on Pawn Stars for $13,000. So I recorded that entire video. It was a pretty good video. I really liked it. And then when I went to upload it, I couldn't upload it because the Pawn Stars clip was copyrighted, which I thought if I was like talking over it and I had my face like superimposed on the side, I didn't think it would trigger the copyright thing, but it totally did. I tried editing it in various ways to get around the copyright, the automated copyright system, and none of it was working. So I think if I wanted to upload that video, I'd have to change it really, really dramatically to actually upload it to the channel and not trigger the copyright thing. And it wasn't just like demonetized, it was not letting me post it at all. So that was kind of a bummer. I filmed this, the second half of the video, I filmed with myself just playing a bunch of Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary on the Xbox 360. And I thought that footage was pretty good too, and I just decided I'm just going to tack it on to the end of this video because I feel like I don't want to waste that footage. I thought it was a fun little segment, and I feel like you guys have been asking me to like have more gameplay stuff in my videos of me like talking over myself playing a game. So yeah, because of that, I'm gonna throw that Halo thing onto this video. I know it has absolutely nothing to do with anything else that I've talked about in this video, really. But I just want to use it because it's good footage. So that's what we're doing, and it's my channel, so I can do whatever I want, you know. So yeah, that's we're gonna put my headphones back on and get into some Halo. And I actually want to do one more thing before we wrap it up here. I've never played frickin' Halo Anniversary for the Xbox 360. And I just want to see what this game is all about. I know people have some like complaints about this version, that it's like too bright or it just doesn't really capture the spirit of the original Halo with this remaster that they did. So I just want to see what it's all about because it's a blind spot in my Halo knowledge, and I just want to know what's going on with Halo Anniversary. So I'm gonna toss it in my 360, check it out, see what it's all about. All right, let's do this. Classic Halo loading screen. That's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same as the original. Oh. Was this the first thing that 343 did? Is this where it all started? Is this where everyone started hating 343? I don't hate 343. I actually really liked Halo Infinite. I agree. I wish they wouldn't have gone free to play on Halo Infinite. I think that really hurt the game. But I loved that multiplayer, man. I played a lot of it, and I played the campaign too. I thought the campaign was really fun. The story was whatever, but the campaign, just like the moment-to-moment gameplay of the campaign, I thought was really fun. And yes, you know, they did some stuff to make this look better. Apparently, that's what this intro is telling me. I'll just go straight into this campaign. Playing on normal. Yeah, it doesn't let you select all the missions right off the bat or anything like that. Looks like they added skulls, which is cool. I think Halo 2 was the first Halo to have skulls, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I've made myself out to be some kind of like expert on Halo. I was just joking about being an expert about this stuff. Like, I've played Halo. I love the original Xbox. In no way am I an expert on any of this stuff. I'm just a dude who likes Halo, you know. I just like video games. Just chilling out, playing a video game. It's all cool. It's all fun, you know. It's a good-looking Pillar of Autumn. Looks remastered. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, this looks better, for sure. You know, I really like the way the original Halo looks. I like the way 6th gen games look in general, where it's like, it's not early 3D anymore, so it looks a lot better, but it's still like, the faces are still pretty rough and everything looks kind of weird. And I like all that stuff. Once we get into 7th gen with this stuff, it starts getting more into like photorealism territory. And obviously it's not there yet, like at all, but we're starting to get to that point. And I think, you know, games like Gears of War were really pushing it. I mean, that facial animation looked pretty bad. Your lips are weird, dude. Hey, some of this lighting looks really good. Like the lighting on those glow sticks, that look pretty good. I'm gonna skip this now. Okay, we're skipping it. I can't skip it. Doesn't let me skip it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm capturing this into my PC from an actual Xbox 360. This is not the, like, I think this game is on the Master Chief Collection, right, which is available on PC. That is not the version that I'm playing here. This is the actual Xbox 360 version, running off a disc on an actual Xbox 360. And because of that, there's a little bit of latency. Oh, did you tell me to look up? Yeah. So I'm not going to be like doing my best Halo playing here. Yeah, check out the manual. Does this have a manual? It's got a little thin one, you know.
I gave you a double dose of the wake-up stiff. Take a quick walk around the cryo bay and
It's,
the optical diagnostic station.
Yeah, it talks about new features. It specifically mentions skulls right here. I'm supposed to be playing the video game. Can't be reading the manual. Actually, latency-wise, this isn't that bad. This is the first time I've tried this setup. I bought like a crappy, like $20 HDMI adapter to plug into my computer from my Xbox. It seems to be working pretty well, actually. It's a little weird. It's hard for me to say if that's the if it's the adapter or the game that's making this feel weird, but it feels a little weird for sure. Okay, we don't want inverted. Let's not do that. Keep it. Try it the other way. Yeah, that's what we want. If you play inverted, you're a f***ing psycho. I'm just gonna say it. Playing with inverted controls in a first-person shooter is total nonsense. The only time it makes sense is if it's like a flying game or a game where you're controlling like a submersible or an underwater vehicle. That's the only time where it makes sense to invert your up and down controls. Otherwise, you got problems if you're doing that. All right, I really just want to shoot some grunts and get down to Halo. If we can get down to Halo, I just want to see what that looks like. I think this looks cool. Like whoa. Like I said, I've never played this. I've never played the PC version of Anniversary, so I've never really seen, like, I've seen like screenshots and some video, but I've never like played this updated version of Halo. I've only played the original, and it looks cool. Like I think it looks pretty good. All right, we'll go this way. It's been a couple years. You know, it's been a couple years since I played the Halo campaign. Gotta crouch under obstacles. I'm wondering if there's a way to switch back and forth between the old graphics and the new graphics. I know in a lot of newer remasters you can do that. I think you can do that with the Halo 2 remaster that they did. I'm not sure if you can do it with this one. Does the video have classic mode? Okay, I want to see classic mode really quick. What's 3D mode? Oh, wow. Damn, I need to get a 3D TV. That'd just be a real stupid thing to have. You could play like the 10 games that had 3D TV capabilities from the 7th gen. Anyway, so here's classic mode. Yeah, this is Halo for sure. It's running at the same frame rate, which that's stupid. Like, I feel like the classic mode should just be real smooth. If they, you know, put any effort into it, I feel like it would be. And I think, yeah, so I think one of the things about the original Halo is, because of how simplistic the graphics were, it's really easy to like pick enemies out from, you know, the background noise. Like, they're just these really brightly colored like grunts and elites, and they're just so easy to see, and it just makes the game like feel really good and like more streamlined to play, I think. And then we'll switch back to frickin' remastered mode, and we'll take a look at that again. So yeah, I mean, they're still pretty. They're definitely not as pronounced. There's just a lot more, you know, when you have all this lighting and all these different post-processing effects happening, it can sometimes just be not as clear what's going on. So it's a double-edged sword, you know, these remasters. And I think that's kind of where like some of the complaints come from. It's just like, you know, the visual identity of the original Halo was so strong, and when you add more and more detail to it, it doesn't necessarily make that better. But again, I think those are valid criticisms. But so far, I think this looks cool. I don't really have any problems with this. Yeah, and I bet like the people complaining about this were a mostly vocal minority. I would assume it was a vocal minority, and then like most people who bought it just like bought it and played it and enjoyed it, and were just like, yeah, the graphics are better. That's sick. Okay. I am noticing some audio lag in my setup. If that shows up in the recording, I apologize. I'm still have some fine tuning to do with this stuff for sure. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, so first of all, melee attack is not on B. B is on switch grenades. What? Melee on the right bumper. Okay, I think that's Halo 3 controls, right? I am a Halo 1 and 2 controls man. And no, that's not even, hold on. The default's not even Halo 3. Halo 3, the right bumper was reload, I think. And I think the melee was still on B. I don't know what these default controls are really weird. Like those aren't those aren't Halo controls. Okay, so this one, right trigger use grenades. What? Left trigger fire, right trigger use grenades. Oh, that's Southpaw. That's for freaks. Okay, I think the Duke is what I want. Okay, yeah. So I assume by the Duke they mean the good original control scheme that everybody wants. I was also noticing a little auto aim, which is weird. I'm all discombobulated now. We gotta go this way, I think. I don't have any grenades yet. Reload, reload, reload. Yeah, if you're not like running up to dudes and hitting the B button, then you're not playing Halo. At least that's how I feel. I'm not trying to turn my flashlight off. I turn that on somehow. These like kind of bullet like sparks and ricochet effects. That looks pretty good actually. That looks solid. Oh, come on now. Come on. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Fear. The original Fear had a lot of just kind of sparks and whatnot flying around, and you know, like obviously a lot of games do that, but this one there's just like a lot of sparks and a lot of like just effects on the shooting. I got a pistol. Fuck this. Yeah, got him. I mean, it's still fun to play, man. It's still Halo. There's nothing wrong with this. Having a great time. Having a great time playing some Halo. Check out this escape pod. Get the overshield, I think. Yeah, I got an overshield. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Look at this freaking lighting. This looks good. There's nothing wrong with this. I like it. Oh boy. I really want grenades. I keep like just kind of reflexively hitting the grenade button, and nothing happens. Gotta pick up some grenades ASAP. There's like a really long reach on the melee attack, and he's like not, you know, in Halo games you kind of like when you hit the melee you kind of snap to him a little bit. You kind of like snap forward towards him and hit him. And this isn't really doing that. It's just like, you're just like really far away and you're just hitting dudes. So that feels a little weird. I don't feel like that's off. Like that's not what the original Halo felt like. And like the sound effect, it might be because the audio's lagging, but the sound effect on the melee hits doesn't feel right. Like it just doesn't, it's not impactful enough. And I think 3 is my favorite Halo. I really like Halo 1 a lot. I like 1, 2, and 3 a lot. I like Reach a lot, but I think Halo 3 is the Halo. Halo 3 is so freaking good. It has the best campaign, for sure. For sure the best campaign. Played a ton of that multiplayer in high school, LAN parties. A lot of amazing memories associated with Halo 3, and I think it holds up extremely well. I'm really surprised I haven't died yet with like, you know, talking about a game while playing it with all the input lag. And then I'm also just not that good at video games to begin with. I'm pretty shocked that I haven't had a single death yet. If we can keep it going, that'd be great. Yeah, the melee does not feel right. There's something wrong with that melee attack for sure. Oh god, get the flashlight on. See, I really like this lighting though, and like all the sparks and processing they did on that shooting. That looks really cool. Honestly, like I don't know if I love the first level of Halo. I think they could have made the first level a little shorter, and then just throw you out onto the ring, because that's where this game gets really good. I don't feel like the first impression of Halo with this first level here was ever particularly amazing. I feel like once you get down on the ground, it gets a lot better, a lot more fun. And yeah, like for a first-person shooter from 2001, those levels are big. Those are some big, sprawling levels. That was one of the things that made this game so cool. Just like vehicles, or just levels that you could drive a vehicle across, and yeah, it's crazy. They're so big. And not that many loading screens either. Oh man. Do I have any grenade? I need... Oh, there we go. That's where you pick up grenades. Yep. Yep. That's how you do it. Alright, we're at the end here. Oh. Okay. Is that Marcus Phoenix? I don't know if that guy with the do-rag there, was that in the original Halo, or is that actually a Gears of War reference? I would like to... We did it. Here's another loading screen. Yeah, so we'll start this Halo level and play like just a bit or two. I'm not going to play much of it. I just want to see what it looks like. But yeah, this is cool. I would definitely play this version all the way through. Yeah, I think it honestly looks really good. I don't really have any issues with how it looks. And it plays pretty well, assuming that the latency stuff is from my setup and not the game. It feels and plays like Halo, and I like the all of the blood spatter and sparks and all that stuff when you're firing off the assault rifle. I think all that stuff looks great. I like that quite a bit. All right, here we go. Yeah, this looks nice for sure. For sure, this looks pretty nice. Let's put it back on classic mode quick. Yeah, and I mean, I like this too. Like I said, I like the way games in this era look a lot. And I feel like this is still a higher resolution than the original Halo. I assume this is the original graphics, but it's running it to 720p. So in that sense, that still looks better, and I feel like maybe that was still worth it to some people, just to, if they didn't want to play with the updated graphics, they could play it in classic mode, in 720p, in widescreen. I bet for a lot of people that was still worth it to pick this up. And I don't know how much this retailed for. I don't know if it was like a full price game or not. But yeah, this is cool. I think I just like Halo. I think that's the thing, is I'll play me some Halo and enjoy it pretty much no matter what. And I think these the graphic updates they did look pretty good, at least so far. Maybe there's some stuff later on where there's some issues, I don't know, but so far I think this is looking really cool. Yeah, let me know if you've played this, if you have any thoughts on it, if you hated it when it came out like a lot of other people did. I'd be interested to know what you guys think. I want to just find one enemy and I just want to shoot someone on Halo. Oh! Hold on, can you hijack? Can you hijack vehicles in this remake? I assume they probably wouldn't add that, but maybe they would. I feel like, honestly, it'd be cool if they did. I would be into that. If they added stuff from like Halo 2 and 3 in this one. Like, I guess, if you don't want to like break the game. Like, I feel like if you added like dual wielding, stuff like that, that might be a little too crazy. But hijacking vehicles, I feel like you could put that in here, and that'd be fine. Let me just kill these last couple dudes here. Yeah, all right. Halo Anniversary is cool. There's nothing wrong with this. And Pawn Stars. I don't even. That Pawn Stars thing is a distant memory now. I'm just enjoying some Halo at this point. But yeah, thanks so much everybody for watching. I hope you liked this video. I'm trying to do more just kind of short, just free form, less produced videos, just so I can put more stuff out for you guys. The collecting videos usually just take a long time to produce. So I'm trying to do more stuff like this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm just gonna die. I just want to see the death animation. Wow. I wonder, also feeling like they might have tuned the difficulty a little bit and made it a little easier. Because that didn't, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Because yeah, I feel like Halo on normal is actually fairly difficult, and I feel like if I was playing OG Halo, I might have actually died. But that was like actually really easy. So I don't know, maybe they tuned the difficulty, maybe that's another thing people didn't like, I don't know. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you guys liked the video, and we're gonna head on out now. I appreciate y'all, and I'm Collector John. We'll see you guys in the next one.